everybody, it's Brittany, and I'm trying to get these glasses. Maybe if I hide over here. Hide. Ah! Hey, look, I found a spot. Oh, yeah, man. Ugh, today. How come these are less reflective? Today is actually about monster makeup. Today is a lazier day for me. I have decided that today I am not gonna, I'm not gonna get ready. Do I need to get ready? No. But today, essentially what I am saying is that today is one of those days where I just I didn't feel like doing my face. I didn't feel like petting my cat, which is why she's interrupting my video so horrendously. Hi, Violet. No one cares, Violet. Zipping up this sweater. Too much cleavage, I feel like. Do you like my shirt, though? It's like one of those, working out ones. And I will say this. I am usually a small in every top that I wear, but this was the last one they had, and it is a medium, and it fits pretty nicely. Not too loose, but then again, you know, it's supposed to be a cropped workout top, so I didn't think it mattered. I ended up getting it in a medium. I'm not upset about it. I'll survive, but it has pushins on it. I probably won't ever wear it to work out, to be honest. It's too cute to wear as workout clothes. But it's supposed to be for, even though I do work out, I just would not wear this to work out because I sweat and I'm gross, and I don't want this to be gross. Does anybody else have that issue? Alright, so I have 3 of their highlighters, and to me, these are like the Super Shock sheets. Sheets. Yes, you can cover up with these and be warm at night. These are like the Super Shock shadows that you get from ColourPop. And these are more of a cream shadow. Now I have 3 of them. I got them in the shade Relic, which this is a more champagne color, more of a rose gold kind of shadow. I'm gonna say this immediately. While these are cream shadows, the way that they differ from the Super Shock kind of formulation is that those are really soft, and I feel like they're, for lack of a better explanation, more wet. The formula of them, they have more of a soft, wet consistency. This has more of a firmer, kind of almost a cream to powder kind of texture to it, but not really, because I don't see this drying down. So, for example, this is the shade Relic, and Relic is more, like I said, a champagne kind of cool tone gold color. Looks like this. And these do not dry down, which is why I said these aren't like powders, but they do have a greasy kind of consistency to them, but not really bad greasy. It's hard to explain. If you've tried Super Shock shadows, then you know that they are a creamy texture that stays creamy. If you've tried something like this, which is the Too Faced Peach Dream, these are the consistency where they start off as a cream and then they dry down to a powder and they dry matte. That's how you know. These do not have, even if they were to dry matte, which they wouldn't because they're highlighters, these, Violet, no one cares. But these do not dry down like a cream to powder, but they have more of a drier consistency than your Super Shock shadows would. So this is the Elusive Lights highlighter in it says Pixie Finish, and it is the shade Relic. And to me, this is a cool toned coppery gold shade. The next one that I have here is the shade Divinity. And this is more of your gold, your typical gold shade. I will say that these are not soft. These have a very firm texture to them. I'm not exactly sure how deep these pans are, but these aren't tiny. These are the similar size of a Super Shock cheek shadow would be. So This is the next shade, which is Divinity. And to me, this has like a rose gold. So this one is more of a like cool tone gold shade, which seems contradictive. When you look at something like this, which is the peach blur, just packaging, this is a gold shade. And if you look at them side by side, you can kind of see what I mean when I say it has more of a cool tone to it. It's not necessarily a warm gold. It's more of a cool tone gold. But next to this one, it's definitely more gold than like anything. You can tell it's gold because this has more of a pinky color to it. I'm going to swatch this last one, which is the color Loot, and this is more of a yellow gold. I'm not exactly sure why I bought this. I'm not really into like yellow golds at all. So it looks like this, and swatched it looks like that. You can barely see it, to be honest, on my skin tone, which is not a bad thing in my opinion. And now that it is on the skin, it doesn't look as yellow as it appears in the actual pan. On my skin, it does have more of a gold shift to it, but I feel like whereas in the pan, this kind of seems like a very intense yellow shade. On my arm, it does appear to have more of a muted effect. I will say this, if you are looking for a highlighter that is going to be intense, that you are going to definitely like see from outer space, this is not going to be it. I don't know if you can see, but you can tell that underneath these, you can see my veins still underneath them. So it doesn't necessarily have high coverage. You will have more of a, this is more of like a highlighting sheen, which some people like, some people don't like. I personally am one of those that likes both. I don't really have a preference. I feel like some situations call for more of a natural highlight and some situations call for more of a intense highlight. As you can see, these kind of have the same size. These ones, I think the Super Shock shadows are just a little bit taller. These are similar in size. Now opening them up, you will see that I think that the pans on this one seem like they're a little bit bigger. They're really not though. It just appears that way, I think. They don't seem like they're that much bigger. Like if I put them on top of each other like this, I don't see, there's like really no difference in size, but for some reason this one appears bigger. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's the black on the lightness in the middle. I don't know. Or the window. Might be the window, because with these you have that tinier window and these ones have such an open window that it almost appears that they're bigger, so it gives the illusion, tricks your brain. But yeah, so I'm going to swatch this one, and as you can see we already have a lot of opacity, and with this one it's more of a greasy, not greasy, it's more of a oily consistency, I'm gonna say. So alright. So this one would be the Monster Makeup one, and then this one would be the ColourPop. You can see what I mean when I say it's not really an intense glow, but I will say this, that they both have their uses and they both sheer out lovely. Like you could see that you could sheer these out and they will look beautiful on the skin, but these, again, even the Lunch Money one by ColourPop is more of a natural highlight. I'm not exactly sure what these are. These might just be pressed differently. I will say that I have had issues, if you can't see, if you look closely, with these separating from the actual pan themselves. Like up here, can you see where it's like separated from the actual pan? And I don't feel like I would have that same issue here. But then again, these ones have more of a hard pan, a silver metal hard pan to them, as opposed to the Super Shock shadows, which are actually just in here. I think I've never hit pan on any of these or gotten to the bottom of them, but compare it, if these are made the same way that the shadows are made, then there's no pan in them. I've had one of those. I've had those come broken or separated, and I can see that there's really no pan around it. I don't know if the bottoms do though. I don't think so. I think it's just in this plastic piece. Correct me if I'm wrong. but these ones have more of a silver pan, an actual hard pan to them. So I feel like these ones would probably be pressed a lot differently than these ones. So that is all that I have to say about these. Do I like these highlighters? I do. I feel like these are highlighters that I don't really break into unless it's getting into the colder seasons, because then having these cream highlighters is more beneficial to what I'm going for, because the creamy highlighters, I have drier skin during the winter, so I prefer everything to be creamy and dewy and moisturizing. So yeah, I will say this, I have not used these as shadows. I don't feel like these are thick enough to go on as shadows, unless you were wanting more of a sheer like top coat on it, then maybe these would be good. I don't know. I'll have to play around with these a little bit more and try them as sheer or eyeshadows and see if I can do it. These might be really good for doing like glossy eye looks. I don't know. Anyways, that's my final conclusion. Do I think you should buy these? Sure. If you like the shades of these are an indie brand. These retail for about $10 each. Now, I did look on their website. I don't think that these are available anymore. It might just be that they're out of stock or that they're not carrying these colors anymore. But these, I will say that these are the Pixie Finish ones. So that might also differ between the other ones, because they do have other shades, and maybe I will order more of them and see if there's different, if they have different finishes. I didn't look that intensely. So I will see if they have different finishes, and if they do, maybe I'll pick up a couple more and see how those perform compared to these. But as far as these highlighters specifically go, I do like them. Like I said, these to me are more of a highlighter that I would use if I was going for a natural look, and I will attempt to use these on the eye to see how they perform. Now, with me checking them and them being $10 and being so similar to the ColourPop ones, I do feel like the ColourPop ones are more worth it, because the ColourPop ones are cheaper, and I feel like they have more of a intense color to them. Now that just might be, like I said, the finish of these. But the fact that they're less, they have the same pans. I'm not exactly sure what the grams are on these. These have 4.8 grams and these have 4.2 grams. So these do have more weight to them. Now I said these are firmer, so that could be that because these are pressed differently that they might weigh more. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's my final conclusion. I don't think that these are bad highlighters. I do like them. I have obviously kept them for a reason. I didn't declutter them after I bought them. And I have used these a couple of times, so that's why I'm saying, like, I know how they perform. And they do perform nicely. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back for more. I love you all, you beautiful unicorns. Mwah. Bye. Do you like my glasses? I feel so... I just feel so today.